So I still can't believe it. We just got back from Costa Rica and we had one of those activities that we have the satisfaction of crossing off our bucket list. And so down in Quepos, Costa Rica, we had the opportunity to not only see turtles being born, but release them back into the wild. So in this week's video, we're gonna get into how you can do that, where you can see it, and our overall experience there in Quepos, Costa Rica. Cue the intro.
What's up YouTube? Trevi from the Adventure Buddies, the modern travel family, bringing you another video filled with tips, tricks, and inspiration to make sure you maximize your next family adventure, like we always do here at the Adventure Buddies.
So if you've been following along this channel for quite some time, if you haven't, click that red subscribe button, you won't regret it. You've noticed that we love having animal encounters, particularly those out in the ocean. So the sea turtle is one of our favorite things to see, whether we're snorkeling or whether we're scuba diving, and it doesn't ever get old. And so when we had this opportunity to go to see these turtles being released back into the wild, you know we had to jump on. So let's get into where and how and see if you can do that too in your next visit to Costa Rica. So if you watched our last video, you know that we're staying at the beautiful Tulamar Resort in Manuel Antonio, Costa Rica. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, click the link above here for a full resort review. This is a resort that we highly recommend and is our #1 place to stay in the entire world. But back now to the turtles. And so outside of Manuel Antonio, about 1 kilometer, there's gonna be an island called Islas Damas. And so once you get there, you can then take a small ferry to the other side of the island. So once we got off the shuttle, we crammed 14 people, you heard me right, 14 people in a very small pickup truck. That pickup truck then took us through the city and then onto the beach. We drove about 3 kilometers onto the beach, the ocean on our left side, the town on our right, and then 3 kilometers we were there at the turtle nursery. And then we got to meet our friend Milo who runs the nursery. And so the nursery is important because it sits on an unprotected beach. Unprotected beach means that the turtle goes and lays its eggs. Those eggs are unprotected from nature's elements, and so any of those predators, but also the other citizens living on the island. So oftentimes you'll find people going and stealing those eggs and trying to sell them or to make a quick buck or even to eat them, etc. So Milo has made his life's missions to take those eggs and put them into his nursery. So he's worked with several different conservatories to help build out a very well functioning nursery. And so he spends his time taking those eggs from the beach, putting them in a safe place so they can hatch. That's where we got to pick up Milo for the next part of our story. So these olive ridley turtles come to Quepos from June to November, and typically they're gonna start seeing their eggs hatch between October to December. So we got a call early at 4 a.m. to say, hey, we've got a live batch of turtles hatching. So as soon as we got that call, we made the trip that we just described earlier and met up with Milo. And so once we got there at 7 a.m., we saw over 180 different baby sea turtles. And so this was just an incredible experience. One, to just witness, but two, he allows us to put on gloves and actually hold them and gently touch these turtles before we got to release them into the wild. So the next step in our favorite was we got to have Gianna and her cousin Zoe take these turtles all the way down to the water's edge. And so this was an opportunity where we got to release these turtles into the wild. And so we emptied out the bucket onto the sand and watched these 180 different turtles scurry their way down to the beach and enter into the water. And so it was just a euphoric feeling getting to see these turtles whisked away into the water and off they went. And so just an incredible moment that they were born just a few hours ago and off they go into the wonderful world out there to explore. So a little bit of side note or a fun fact, Milo told us that in 15 years, those baby turtles would become full grown. And then in 15 years, they will actually come back to the exact location in which they were born. And so Milo's job there is extremely important. And we are extremely grateful for his work in helping to not only protect and conserve that population there in Quepos, but to take us along for our ride. So I'm Matt from the Adventure Buddies, and I hope you liked this video. Comment down below if seeing turtles released is something on your bucket list, because it was definitely on ours, and we're so glad we were able to cross that off. And so while you're at it, make sure you hit that red subscribe button for more travel tips and adventures. Most importantly, remember, life's an adventure. Who are you going on it with?